Hello, my friends. All right. So I'm about to share a video with you that when I recorded it, I wasn't 100% sure I was going to share. And I have gone back and forth on whether to share it or not. And ultimately, obviously, since you're watching this, I have decided to share it. But I want to talk a little bit about it first. So, first of all, the video that I'm about to show you is me in a very vulnerable place. And ultimately, the reason why I wanted to share this with you, my other sensitive, beautiful, sassy souls out there, is because when I talk about being an example and being a leader in ushering in this kinder, gentler, more congruent time in the world, that involves a lot of vulnerability. And it involves showing emotion, and it involves sharing your internal monologue that isn't Instagram worthy, that people could judge you for. And so I want to be that example, and I want to show you kind of a behind the scenes for those who aren't highly sensitive. I want you to watch this video so that you can understand what it's like for those people in your life who are highly sensitive. And for those that are highly sensitive, I want to normalize the experience that you're having, because you probably don't go around just recording yourself and posting yourself on the internet all the time, right? Especially when you're kind of in an emotional cycle. And because things like that are not posted on the internet very often, it's not normalized. We don't get to see it. We don't get to hear it. So oftentimes, because of that, this is why representation in media is so important for any type of minority, of just really representing the entire human race. And because it's important to know that you're not alone, it's important to know that you're not the only one. And like I said, this is what we're here to do as highly sensitive people. So I want to lead and be an example of what that is. So I will let you know that after this video, I had the appointment I was getting ready for was a consult right after. I was connecting with someone as a potential client. And then after that, I had date night with the hubby. And I can tell you throughout the entire day, I swear I went through the full spectrum of emotions within a 24-hour period. Um, and that is sometimes the life of a highly sensitive person, uh, someone who feels deeply, people who are emotional. And I want to show you it's not a bad thing. There's a lot of beauty that comes out of it. But it's important that we also look at the things that are hard, as well as celebrate coming out of those hard times, and celebrate the things that are easy and relish. And today has been a freaking amazing day. I've loved every second of it. I haven't felt the same pain that you're going to see in this video. I haven't. It's still there, but it's not. It's not the top layer. It's not the way that I'm living the experience, and I think that is really, really important to show. So, without further ado, enjoy my emotional breakdown. Hello, my friends. All right. So I am recording this. I have no idea if it's going to go live or not live, but if I'm going to post it. But I wanted to just kind of talk. And I just got off a coaching session Today for me has been very last several days, last several weeks, the entire life has been really a struggle. And it's been a struggle for several different reasons. And kind of what came out in this last coaching session was this idea, this thought of like, and from a judgy place, it sounds very victimy. And to some people, it might seem that way. But the thought is, nobody has any fucking clue how difficult it is to be me. And from a toxic positivity place, it's like there are other people out in the world that are starving, that don't have food, that don't have shelter, that don't blah, 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 blah. All of that is true. All of that is 100% true. But when I can really sit back and look at that thought, nobody knows how difficult it is to be me in this body, with this brain, with this soul. And it just made me start thinking about like, yeah, this is what we as sensitive, highly sensitive people, this is what we go through. Because on some level, we're not made to be here. We're not made to experience all the injustice in the world and the pain. And yes, we are here right now in this time to help usher in the kinder, gentler world. You've heard me talk about it before. But when we are affected so much by the energy that's around us, there's a lot of pain. There's a lot of hurt. There's a lot of senselessness. And for people who are highly sensitive, we're very attuned to our senses. Like our senses are very sensitive, quite literally. And in a senseless world, like how do we make sense of shootings? Like in the US right now, it's like there are stages to genocide. I think there's like 10 stages. I think we're like in stage 7. And it's just like, how the hell are we here again? And my soul is just in so much pain. Watch these people in power not doing what we need them to do. And if corporate taught me anything, it taught me a lot of stuff. But it is extremely important to have the right people in the right position in order for an organization to succeed. And in my background in industrial organizational psychology, that's like it's 100% true. It's backed by the science. And right now, we have a lot of people not in the right position. And it shows. It shows so hard when we're over here talking about a TikTok ban instead of addressing a shooting issue, when we're not addressing mental health and the economy and let's just call it for what it is, the issues of capitalism doesn't work. It doesn't. There are pieces to it that are real nice. Yes, 100%. There's good in it. But overall, as a system, it doesn't work. And something that came out in my session because we were talking about our inner child and past and stuff. And the coach asked me like, okay, like at what age are you envisioning yourself like when you're thinking these things? I was like 5 or 6. It was very, very clear. And then it was like, okay, like what do you want? Like what resource can we give to the 5 or 6 year old you? Like what is it that you want to give to him? And the image that came into my mind is actually it's a real image from my childhood. Um, and it's my like 5, 6 year old self holding like this. It's like a tape player with a microphone, just talking and singing and like over the speaker. And then the coach asked me, "That's interesting that that's the resource. What is it that this version of you wants to say?" And I sat and thought about it for a minute. And the thing that came to me was I want to know. I get the feeling he knows how the world works. This little version of me, he knows how the world works. And everyone is telling him that that is wrong. The world isn't supporting, it's not moving in the direction that it should. And so naturally, I look into my human design and my into my knowledge and my intuition. And it kind of hits me. It's like, no, I do know a lot about this world and how it works. And it's not what is happening, which is exactly why coaching is so important to me. Why having this platform of just social media platform to speak and to talk and but there's a lot of work that I have had to do and still do need to do and want to do to get more in touch with that younger version of me that knows. Because over time, told that you're wrong, told that that's not how it works, told that it's more complicated, told you're overthinking, told what you're feeling isn't real. You start, well, you stop trusting yourself. You start doubting yourself. And that goes on for years and years and years and years and years. Now we're adults. Without the proper training, without the proper support, just from a leadership perspective, why are we falling apart? Because we don't fucking have those things. We don't have the proper training. We don't have the proper support. Like from an organizational standpoint, those things are crucial. And people don't want to support each other. Well, let me rephrase. Deep down, I think humanity and people want to support each other. And as time goes on, it becomes more difficult to actually do so. It's time for change, everybody. Things aren't working. Wrong turns have been made, which it happens, right? That's life. That's being human. But us as sensitive people, we're here to teach the world how to lead. We're here to teach the world how to care for other people. For those in the Christian faiths, highly sensitive people are like Jesus. Jesus comes in, love everybody, points out what's right and where we're saying things aren't right when they are, calling people on their bullshit and loving them all the way through. That's what we're here to do. Gotta get ready for another appointment. Thanks for letting me talk and just be open and cry and speak hard truths. See where we go from here.